24mm, 70mm and 166mm. The DJI MAVIC 3 Pro is finally here and it changes everything. So just over a year ago, DJI released the much anticipated MAVIC 3 Classic and Cine drones, widely regarded as the must-have tool for content creators in 2022. And with industry standard features like Apple ProRes video encoding and 120 frames per second in 4K capture, the MAVIC 3 was becoming the professional filmmaker's choice for aerial footage. But now with the introduction of the MAVIC 3 Pro, things just got really interesting. Now, don't go thinking that this is a MAVIC 4 with big physical changes. It still looks, handles, and flies the same as the MAVIC 3 with all of the same omnidirectional obstacle avoidance sensors. That's a mouthful. We still have all of the incredible features present on the MAVIC 3, like the 4/3 Hasselblad 24mm camera, but now this one comes with 10-bit D-Log-M color mode, which basically retains more image detail and ultimately better quality footage. And of course, it still shoots at a staggering 5.1K at 50 frames per second and 120 frames per second in 4K. Those are some pretty sexy slow-mos. But the big changes are with the two other lenses. We now have a brand new medium telephoto lens with an equivalent focal length of 70mm, fixed aperture of f2.8, and, wait for it, a whopping 48 megapixel sensor. We'll talk more on that later. It shoots up to 60 frames per second in 4K with the D-Log-M color mode, and if you're wondering, with Active Track 5.0, just like the main Hasselblad camera. I mean, that's some pretty impressive specs for a second camera. The telephoto lens has now been upgraded to a new 166mm equivalent focal length, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm pretty much obsessed with the quality of the footage coming out of this thing and the creativeness of that lens. It's a 1/2-inch sensor with a 12 megapixel camera, and it comes with better resolution than the previous MAVIC 3 telephoto lens. And it shoots 4K 60 frames per second. That means all three shoot 4K 60 frames per second. Fixed aperture is f3.4 and it has focus track, spotlight and point of interest. I mean, generally a really nice improvement over its predecessor. The only downside to the telephoto lens is it doesn't shoot in any kind of log or HLG profile. Ooh, I know, right? But don't let that put you off. In my opinion, the 166 telephoto lens is easily the biggest selling feature of this drone, and the image quality for such a long focal length is surprisingly good. You can even use this drone as a handheld camera if you're in a no-fly zone, and because it's on this big new gimbal, I mean, look at this thing. You can easily achieve steady cinematic shots even at 166mm. However, hyperlapse, not a feature on the 166, only on the 70 and the 24, no biggie. So why would you choose this drone over the standard MAVIC 3 from a year ago? Well, the simple answer is content, quality content. The triple camera setup on this drone provides you with 3 different perspectives without having to perform acrobatics with the drone itself. You could simply fly it in that one spot and wind up with 3 different fields of view. The main wide-angle camera capturing those big sweeping vistas, which is what drone videography was all about. Getting closer to a subject had to be done by physically flying the drone closer, which wasn't always possible. Getting up really close to a subject had security and safety risks. Well, with the MAVIC 3 Pro, these problems aren't quite so much of an issue. The long telephoto lens can be hundreds of feet away from a subject and still capture extraordinary detail, even facial expressions. I mean, this is great for capturing sporting events where getting up close to the action simply wouldn't be possible. And because it's an actual fixed lens and not some optical or digital zoom, the quality of the footage is pretty impressive. Creating more diverse footage like parallax effects and compressing the background for beautiful subject isolation are just some of the reasons why this new drone breaks the mold of aerial content creation. Capturing stills photography that wouldn't have been possible before, and with a 48 megapixel medium tele lens, we can now get high resolution quality images all in that DNG RAW file. So how does the active track now perform with the newly installed cameras? Let's find out. So I've just been testing out the active track on the Mavic 3 Pro, and it did lose me a couple of times coming past some of the bigger trees and shrubs, but overall pretty impressive obstacle avoidance on this thing. And I was doing a circle around me and it was just following the terrain of the land. Really impressed with it. So when it comes to master shots, unfortunately you can only use that with the main Hasselblad camera, not the other two. Now, due to the increased weight of this gimbal and the extra camera, it exceeds the 900 grams mark at 958 grams, which could have implications with the laws in your country, so just check before you fly. Flight time has also been reduced because of the weight of this gimbal, down to a documented 43 minutes, which is 3 minutes less than the old Mavic 3. Not a huge deal, you know, 43 minutes is pretty respectable considering if you have the Fly More combo, you still have over 2 hours of flight time. So comparing the three lenses on this drone, it goes without question that the Hasselblad 24mm will give you the most superior image quality of the three lenses, producing 5.1K 50 frames per second with a bitrate of 200 megabits per second. Stunning video quality when paired with that D-Log M color mode, and of course 120 frames per second in 4K for those dynamic action shots. The two other lenses have comparable image quality when shooting in video mode. However, the available log profiles on the medium tele lens make this more user-friendly in terms of color grading. But in my opinion, the 166 telephoto lens offers the most bang for your buck in terms of dynamic video and content creation. When I was out filming with this drone, I found myself favoring that long telephoto lens over the other two because it offers new and exciting ways to shoot with a drone that weren't available to us before. The Mavic 3 Pro version does not come with an upgrade for internal storage. It still has only 8 gigabytes when you consider the Cine version has a 1 terabyte internal storage. Seems a bit of a shame to not have a difference between the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, but hey, you're paying more for the Cine version anyway. Again, handling of the Mavic 3 Pro is virtually identical to the Mavic 3 apart from that flight time of 43 minutes. It still travels at nearly 47 miles per hour, which is more than enough to keep up with fast-moving vehicles or speedboats. Another advantage with the 166 telephoto lens is that you can track even faster moving objects because you're that much further away. You just let the telephoto lens do all the work and create that illusion of more speed. It also has that ridiculously long distance communication between controller and drone of 15 kilometers. Not that you'd ever need to use all of those. I think the most I've ever flown is maybe 2, but nice to know there's a good strong connection between the two. So worth the upgrade? Well, if you currently own a Mavic 3, then you already have a pretty great drone. But if you're moving up from, say, the Mavic 2 or the Air 2S, then absolutely. It's a real eye-opener in terms of dynamic content creation, having that reach with that long telephoto lens and not just some optical or digital zoom, which never really looks that good. Peppering your videos with shots that you've never been able to achieve before is really exciting, and switching between those different focal lengths and not compromising on quality is a big reason to add this to your film equipment. The D-Log M color mode is a welcome upgrade over the Mavic 3. It's easier to color grade in post than the standard D-Log, and it retains a bit more information. But if you prefer, it still has the HLG profile, which is more forgiving if you're not used to color grading. So there you have it, my experience with this beast of a drone, the Mavic 3 Pro. Oh dude, what are we gonna do with you? This one's called Iceman. I name all my drones after Top Gun characters. My first drone was called Maverick, Iceman. I had one called Goose. I lost that in the water, no joke. So, what are we gonna call you? Rooster.